first character, yue, the more something else. And this is the name of an ancient state. So it's just used in a phonetic sense. And you've got zhou, to walk, with another character, which is a weapon. Okay, we'll go through it. So this is a ge, a spear. Actually, like a knife point on a pole. So kind of like a spear. And then you've got a hook added to it, so that's some kind of weapon. Maybe there's a hook onto this pole, like halberds were used in medieval Europe. So you've got this thing, which was called a yue, and then that's added to zhou to make the character. Heng, shu, heng, pie, na. Heng, shu go, xie go, pie, dian, yue. Xu, must. This is just a phonetic component, and I don't even know where. Well, I suppose that the yu on top gives it the phonetic. So yu, to rain, on the top. You got the sky. You got this shape of clouds. And then you have the rain descending. Then you've got R underneath it, maybe depicting the lines of the rain coming down. But it's used for the sound. Xu, must. When it rains, you must get your umbrella. Shou. Shou is the illness radical, so that's bing, so kuang, is in bing. So this radical here indicates illness, and then the thing underneath it is so. So it's just used as a phonetic here. So in classical Chinese meant a friend. I think it's a depiction of a person with their mouth, just a depiction of a person. So the illness radical, dian, heng, pie, dian, shu, heng, zhe, heng, pie, na. Shou, skinny. So skinny is a kind of illness, or at least traditionally sort of thought to be that way. Jian is to cut or to diminish, or like jiandao is scissors. Jian Faye, to lose weight because you're cutting off fat. And for some reason you use the ice radical, liang dian shui, dian, ti, and then this component is phonetic. Heng, pie, heng, shu, heng, zhe, heng, xie, go, pie, dian. All I can say about this phonetic component is that it was once the name of a city, Xianyang. So you've got the spear, defending of the city. This pie over here may be a holdover of something, a line, and a person holding the line. I suppose, I'm just guessing. Faye. The radical for this looks like, moon, but it's actually flesh, rou, in which you can see the depiction of the fibers of the muscle. And then the right-hand side is phonetic, usually ba, but in this case, Faye. So we start with the pie, heng, zhe, go, heng, zhe, shu, heng, shu, wan, go, Faye, fat. This is like the fat of meat, not to be a fat person. Like fatty deposits. Kien means strong, upright. The top part is phonetic. Shu, hung, pie, na. Over earth, to stand your ground. Hung, shu, hung, jian, to be strong, determined, and chi, to sustain something with, so you've got the hand radical to sustain. Hung, shugo, t, and then the right hand side is phonetic. Hung, shu, hung, shugo, dian. This part on the right is related to this idea here. Zhi, which is to be determined, definite, and it's basically a depiction of the foot. So this is this part. Originally derives from that, a depiction of the foot and the heart, where the heart stops, where the heart is determined and set in place. Anyway, so chi, to be defined, to be determined in support of something, indicated by the hand. Bong. So bong is a pound, a unit of weight. So you got a stone to indicate the weight. So a stone is a depiction of a cliff with something, a small stone at the bottom of it. And then that's just been shifted over to stone. And then the right-hand side is phonetic from Pong Bien. We've seen that in Pong. Bong. Hung, pie, shu, hung, zhe, hung, dian, hung, dian, 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 hung, go, dian, hung, pie, hung, zhe, go. So this bottom part, fang, is something we've seen a lot, just phonetic in Pong. Bong. Guai. Strange, unusual, or to blame someone. It is the heart radical, shu xin pong, so shu, the vertical stroke of xin, shu xin pong, so pong indicating the component to the side. And then you have this to the right, which is yo, hung, pie, dian, hung, shu, hung, guai. And this is a simplified form of a depiction of the warp of cloth. It's just phonetic in this case. Guai. Miao is a sprout. So you just have the grass radical for plant, hung, shu, shu, and then the grass coming up, or the plant, the blades of the plant coming out of the field. Shu, hung, zhe, hung, shu, hung, miao, and that's phonetic in all kinds of things. Haizi. A child is a depiction of a child. Zi. Hung, zhe, one. Go, hung. And then the right-hand side is phonetic. Dian, hung. Pie, zhe, pie, pie, dian, high. So the right-hand side is phonetic. It's one of the counting characters for Sinhai. It's one of the 10 celestial stems or 10 earthly branches. I can't remember which. In fact, I don't think I've got even those terms right. Kong, to control. So you've got the hand radical indicating control, hung, shugo, t, and then kong phonetic, which is a roof, dien, dien, hungo, over a division. So this part, xie, means a cave, and then gong, phonetic underneath it. So this part, kong, kong, to control. Zhi, kong zhi. So zhi means manage, control, dominate, or system. Maybe dominate is a little too strongly stated. The thing on the left is phonetic, pie, hung, and that's about all I can tell you about it right now. It's phonetic. Shu, hung, ja, go, shu. Notice you write everything before you do the shu. And then dao, li dao pong, shu, shu go. So the li dao pong is the standing knife component. Dao is that component, a depiction of a knife. Zhi, Huan, happiness, is a depiction of a yawn. So you have a simplified form on the left, which is just yo, the right hand, hung pie, na. And then this component, pie, hung zhe, pie, na. This is Kien, which means to yawn, a depiction of someone opening their mouth wide. In this case, opening your mouth wide with happiness. Huan, shi is its own radical. It's not considered to be composed of other things. It is its own thing. Pie, na, hung, hung zhe, hung, shugo, dien, na. And this is almost for sure a depiction of the ancient food pot that are actually still used in some places. This is all made of clay and then sealed and stored. And food would be stored over there over the winter in pots like that. Zhu, to explain, to notice something. It indicates the flow of things. So by extension, to pay attention to or to explain something. San dian shui, dian, dian, ti. And then the phonetic zhu, dian, hung, shu, hung. And zhu is anciently a depiction of a candle and the flame to the ancestor, the master. So the host or the master, the main thing. Kien. This is a tongue, chateau, which we have seen in words like hua. The thing on the right, gan, is sweet. So tien is just another character for the same idea of sweetness. So the tongue and the sweet together. Pie, hung, shu, hung, zhe, hung. And then gan, hung, shu, hung. Well, it's kind of funny, but we shouldn't have that sticking out there. Tien, zao, early ago, a period of time ago, early on. It's a depiction of the sun. Shu, hung, ja, hung, over the horizon, hung, and then the beam coming down, the beam of the sun. Shu, zao. I, to be short in height, short in stature. It's a depiction of an arrow with the phonetic on the right side. So you've got shi, this is an arrow here. Pie, hung, pie, dian. And then pie, hung, shu, pie, dian, hung, pie, ja, pie, hung. So this can be considered he, the millet, and woman together, but it's phonetic way usually, and in this case, I, to be short of stature. Chi is a unit of length, usually, in this case, used for an English foot. And this, you've got a depiction of a body, probably just part of the body, and then the length of the arm off of the body. So the length of the arm is basically the unit of length. Chi. And then cun, an inch. You got a depiction of the hand. So anciently it was written like this, the hand with a mark to the wrist, because that's the narrow part of the hand. Cun, and sometimes this component is used to mean just hand, but on its own it usually means an inch or a short unit of length. Cun. Chao, to exceed, to go beyond. Superman is Chao Ren. So you've got to walk, meaning to walk beyond, and then Zhao is a phonetic. Hung, shu, pie, na. Zhou, to walk, to go beyond. And then the top part of the next component, dao, a knife, that's the phonetic, and then kou, mouth. So zhao can mean to call someone, to be called to do something. Here it's just phonetic for to exceed. Chao. Ling. All right, I'm going to show you the traditional character. This is composed of raindrops. And you can see how that's raindrops. There's rain, and then the three mouths are the drops. That's pronounced ling on itself, meaning raindrops. And then the traditional character has this also underneath it. This is wu, meaning a witch in its worst depiction, or worst translation, but like a medicine man, a medium. And so ling had to do with spiritual things, or things that can't be easily depicted, and also intelligence, flexibility of mind or capacity, that kind of thing. So you've got a medicine man or a medium praying for rain, sort of, and that kind of interaction. That's the original meaning. So in the simplified form, you have a hand over the fire. So management of ephemeral things like a flame. That's how I think of it. So you've got hung jia, hung, that's a hand, and then the flame beneath it, dian, pie, na. This is an ancient simplified form of this. Ling. And then zong. You have zong is inclusive of everything, the head or the all of something. So you've got a head on top, dian, ko. There, so that depicts the head with the headdress. And then the heart beneath it. Dian, xiego, dian, zong, in general. And that is the end of lesson 9.